Hi everyone, Daniel Lopez here, and today I want to talk about the solar oil project. And I want to review it because when I found out about this about a month and a half or 2 months ago, I really wanted to find out, is this a scam or is this legit? Because this was something that seemed to be very powerful. And first, let me tell you a little bit about what the solar oil project is. What it is an initiative, a movement that is looking to address one of the major environmental issues that we have on the planet today, and that is that there are just over 100,000 abandoned, completely abandoned or underutilized oil wells, and they're leaking methane gas into the air, and that is really contributing strongly to climate change. It's one of the major issues that we're dealing with, and so there's that aspect of it, but the solar oil project also can rewards the people that back up this project. So in this case, what it has been estimated that it's going to cost about $500 billion to clean up these wells alone, and that's just for taxpayers in the United States and Canada. And so, in this case, the solar oil project was created to tackle this without necessarily forcing that on the taxpayers. So, methane gas is one of the fastest ways that we can really curb global warming because methane gas uh, is more powerful than carbon dioxide in terms of warming up the the atmosphere, but it doesn't last as long as carbon dioxide. So being able to reduce methane is going to actually goes quite a way towards helping to reduce the issues with climate change. So methane by itself isn't necessarily harmful to our health, but it is a precursor to harmful air pollutants that then are damaging to our overall health. So uh, dealing with methane is considered one of the best ways to really be able to help the environment and heal the planet. So one of the biggest places where methane is leaking or that is causing methane pollution is these abandoned oil wells through the oil and gas industry. So that's where the solar oil project comes in, and that's where you can be helpful. So now, before I started with the solar oil project, I wanted to know, is this a scam? Is this legit? And really, it appealed to me in many ways. I mean, I could make an impact on the environment, but I could also really improve my overall wealth for myself and my family, and that to me was appealing. It was like being able to uh, have my own oil well or a stake in an oil well without really having to do any of the work. So I created my free account for the solar oil project, and I made an investment, a smaller investment, just to check it out. But when the way it works is when you make your free account, to get started, you need to purchase what are called solar oil access tokens, and these cost 10 cents per token. And at the minimum, you need to buy at least 200, which is $20 worth. So you need at least $20 to get started on an investment like this. Once you have the tokens, then you need to stake a contract. This is a blockchain smart contract. It's a 10-year contract, so that once you buy into it, you're basically going to earn, based on the amount of solar oil access tokens you've put in, the a month or a regular production for the next 10 years from that oil well. So uh, when when that oil well produces oil, then the profits of that get converted into solar oil production tokens, and those are tied to the price of the world price of oil. Um, this is not something that can be manipulated. So once you have at least a quarter of solar oil production tokens from that contract, then you can either claim 100% of that and have that go back to you, or you can choose based on how much you want. You could say, I want to have 75%, for example, of that production to go back to purchasing more solar oil access tokens. and then I will take 25% in for myself. And you can do that anywhere from 0 to 100%. You can take you can have that compound any way that you like. So then you can withdraw the rest. So this initiative, the solar oil project, works best when there's a lot of people participating. So they have an affiliate program, and if, for example, you sign up through my affiliate link, then when you purchase your solar oil access tokens, then I get 10% of that, and the same would be for you once you create your account and you share it with other people. Then you'll get 10% of what they put in. And just so you guys know, I'm also going to have another link below for a free course. There's no upsells, nothing like that. There's nothing to buy. It's just free on how to really maximize and get the most out of your solar oil access or solar oil project account, so that you can really accelerate it in a way that you may not know and is not necessarily intuitive, but it also takes you through the whole process. So in terms of my experience has been great so far. I started out with about a $500 worth investment, where I wanted to test out the compounding and payouts. In general, it's recommended that if you really want to be able to do this seriously, that you try to at least have $1,000 in there. But I mean, even if you can't do it, even if all you can do is $20 a month, that's still potentially going to pay out over time and compound and grow. It's just going to do it a lot more slowly. But if that's where you are, then that's where you are, and that's where I would start. But it's really very simple to get set up. It takes a matter of minutes, and it's delivered on when it states. The hardest thing is just once you purchase or once you stake your contract, then you have to wait about a week before it really that you start getting any kind of production. So that it takes a week from that moment that you stake approximately to be able to start getting the production of oil. So you have to be aware of that. Otherwise, you could stake your contract and be looking at your account and wondering, why am I not getting anything? And it could just be because the contract hasn't kicked in. So I personally set my compounding at 80%, and so that's it's a simple thing to do, and there's another walkthrough that through the back end where I kind of show how you can do that. But also, if you sign up for the free course, then it'll show you how to do that too. But that's where I started, and so at that point, I watched my my small amount of production grow on itself, and then once it reached a certain threshold, then it did do just as it said, and it purchased more solar oil access tokens, and then I had a certain amount that then I was able to withdraw immediately. So if you have enough invested at a time, you could potentially be if you have met that threshold, you could be withdrawing daily if you wanted to, or once a month, as long as that is there. So overall, my experience with the solar oil project has been outstanding. I've found them to be committed to security. When I've contacted the admin support, they have responded very quickly, and I've had no issues with it so far. So at this point, I do feel like this is a legit thing, and if that ever changes, then I'll make another video. But overall, I found the ability to be able to help the environment, improve the environment, especially for my kids, build wealth for myself and for my family. And at this point, this seems like a way of getting returns unlike any other investment that I know of, and is about as simple to set up and has an amazing affiliate program. So it's really hard to tell you that you shouldn't get started with this. The cons with this are that if you don't have much money to invest, then it's going to take a lot longer to get momentum. But if you're young, then it's a great place to start. Now, there can be issues with it. So if the price of oil, for example, drops, that can significantly decrease your returns. But overall, the amount you're projected to get is based on a 10-year average of oil. So we don't know exactly what that's going to be like. So ultimately, there's some guessing there. But I mean, in general, I you can set things to be you can do your calculations based on a conservative number and go from there. And if things go up, which should potentially be expected, then there's going to be no issues with that. Although there's a lot of security measures in place, there's always the potential for hackers, and that could be an issue. So overall, for me, I found that the solar oil project has been very impressive and positive, and I've really been impressed by it. So it's a simple system. It's super easy to set up, and I've been watching my production grow and grow and grow. And at this point, I've felt comfortable that I've started to add a significant amount more of investment in there to start, and I'm going to be adding regularly in it to work on growing it and benefiting this. So anyway, I hope that this has made sense. If you want to get started with this, then you either need to start out by creating your own solar oil project account. You can do that for free. And you can get started just like that. But also there's this free training on here. If you click on that green button below, then it's going to take you to the free course that I was telling you about. And like I said, there's no upsells, nothing else to buy from this free training. And it's going to walk you through the whole process of getting started and to really be able to maximize your profits much more than you intuitively would just through creating your own account. So I definitely recommend you sign up for that. And I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you on the other side. Thanks.